Hi, I'm Janel Amella, and welcome to I Am Empowered. I Am Empowered is a self-image and self-esteem center focused on validation, motivation, and empowerment for all those that go through the program. It's a series of workshops that are designed to teach coping skills, life skills, how to breathe, how to run your finances, goal setting, time management, organization, art expression, yoga, healthy cooking. It's got all the fun stuff of makeup, hair, wardrobe. They do a photo shoot. It's all very exciting. There's bonding, there's mentoring, random acts of kindness, paying it forward. It's all food for your soul. Please join us. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Ellie. Today I'd like to share with you a story about a girl that came to me at I Am Empowered, very uncomfortable in her own skin, lacked focus, motivation, drive. She just wasn't happy. She started the Empowered program and she really seized it. She took advantage of all the opportunities and all the coping skills that were available to her in the program. I watched Ellie bloom. I watched a girl that couldn't sit still. She was very fidgety and just couldn't find a comfortable place for herself. And going through the Empowered program, do you know that this girl, she carved the word fat into her thigh. And through the Empowered program, 6 months later, she did a social experiment on the corner of downtown Colorado Springs in a bikini with a blindfold, Sharpies in each hand, and a sign that says, I am here to represent anyone that has ever struggled with self-image or self-esteem. I saw Ellie's Facebook post for 2016, and it said, I'm excited about my future. Now this is a girl that didn't plan on being here for 2016. Her life has changed forever. She looks amazing. She's in school. She's happy. She's comfortable in her own skin. I see a piece in her that I have never seen. It's beautiful. I'd like you to meet Ellie. So Ellie, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm just wondering, what brought you to where you're at in your life right now? What happened? What's your story?
Let's see. I have been dealing with anxiety and depression. I was clinically diagnosed when I was 15 years old. However, I personally believe that I've been dealing with these symptoms since age 12 or 13. So for a good chunk of my life, my whole teenage years, very formative time, and it really affected me in my social growth, and I was really struggling with my self-confidence and making friends, and not just making friends, but actually keeping up with the friends that I had. I was letting my school slip. I was just personally not in a very good place, partially because I didn't know how to cope with some of the things that I was dealing with in my head and externally. And I got to a really low point where
What was your lowest point?
my lowest point was I was rock bottom, addicted to substances, so that I could, have some sort of
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, substance abuse, drugs and alcohol, mostly drugs, less alcohol. But yeah.
So you were self-medicating.
Yes, I was. I was very much so. And even though I was going to therapy and taking meds and that kind of thing, I was really trying, but I never felt like I was doing enough. And it was really because at the core of it, like I didn't feel comfortable talking about myself because I wasn't comfortable with myself. I wasn't okay with myself and my skin. I didn't.
So just not comfortable in your own skin.
No, and
head.
exactly. When it really boiled down to was I didn't want to open up about these things if I was, in therapy or if I was
Why
with my
not?
friends. Just, I don't think I ever. I was always comparing myself. I'm the kind of person who I always put such high standards for myself that I couldn't ever reach the standards that I set for myself, because I always have been very good at things that I've been doing in my life. Like I've always been good at school and sports, like not the smartest or like the best, but I've always been very good, and I pick up things very quickly. And because of that, I always thought, well, I should be doing it this way or like at this level. And
So you're really hard on yourself.
I was really hard on myself, and I didn't have a good perspective of what other people were feeling, and I didn't think, well,
because they mattered.
Yeah.
Right? What you thought they mattered, their opinions.
I took it in way too much, and I was putting words in other people or thoughts in other people's heads, and so to speak, like thinking like, oh, she looked at me like that, she must be thinking this, and it's like maybe she saw like my hair had a flyaway or something, she gave it a weird look, like maybe she saw something behind me she wasn't looking at me at all, and so just taking everything, and like it was always thinking of every single outcome and then like focusing on the negative. And I maybe don't know if it was I just didn't have that sense of self-worth, and I don't know really, I just never built it up, I guess, in the first place, and because of that I didn't think that following up with myself and taking care of myself mattered, and that I would just
You had no value.
No, I didn't. And I stopped finding joy in a lot of the things that I loved to do, and I withdrew from a lot of my friends, and I just, I would come home from school, I would get my homework done, have dinner, and I'd just go to my room and like sulk in my room for the rest of the night, and like stay up really late, and then I'd have to wake up super early for school, and it was just a really tiring, I always just felt like I had the whole world on my shoulders just all the time, and so when I finally hit my rock bottom, I was using drugs to really just kind of get that, like, some sort of something.
Right. So, I understand that you did something to yourself.
Yeah, through my whole just lack of, sense of self-worth, and very, very self-destructive in physical ways, mental ways, but I had gotten to the point where my body image was just so wildly out of control, and I could only focus on the negatives. I have acne, I have frizzy hair, I'm overweight, and it got to the point where my self-image was so bad that I ended up carving a word into my leg, the letters F-A-T, because that's how I truly saw myself. I didn't think that, that's how it was. I was like, you're gonna remind yourself what you are, and like if you're gonna like I don't really know what was going on.
You're in a really, really
I was
dark
it was
place.
in such a dark place that I can't even put words to
I
what it
understand.
was.
I've been there.
And like looking back on it now, I'm like, wow, I still can't, like, I still have, it's not the whole word anymore. It was a long time ago, but there's still some scars there, and I look at it like every now and then. I'm like, wow, if anything, it's a reminder of how much I've grown since then.
So tell me about that. Tell me what was your milestone in being who you are today.
I guess when I hit that rock bottom point, I kind of had an epiphany, and I think it was a gradual thing that kind of was building up on me, and I was just slowly cracking under pressure. It wasn't an instant, like, light in my eyes. It was just kind of like I'm done with this. I am so done feeling like crap and, just treating myself poorly and not being happy with where I am, and, being uncomfortable everywhere, and just wanting to go home and go to bed and not deal with the world. And I want, like, there's things that I want to do. There's places I want to see. Like, I want to meet a bunch of people. I want to have a job, and I can't do that if I'm just at home in bed.
Right.
And I decided that I needed to focus on myself, and just happened by chance that right around that same time, Empowered came into my life, and I was lucky enough that I was just in it was a good turning of it was just a change of chapters, I guess, in my life.
Well, tell me about the social experiment that you did over the summer.
Oh man, that was so cool. It was before I started school at Paul Mitchell. While I was still working, we came downtown. This was after I had finished the Empowered workshops, and I was pretty excited to, show the world that I'm okay with myself now,
Right.
and because of that, we got inspired by another woman. I believe it was in London that she did that. So a much bigger audience, but this is still. We went downtown at the corner of Tejon and Kiowa, a very busy corner on middle of a Saturday afternoon, gorgeous weather, lots of people out shopping, and I stood at that corner with a blindfold on, wearing only a bikini, and
wow.
It was nerve-wracking. It definitely was. I was
So brave.
very nervous, but at the same time, I was excited because I knew that if I could do this, not to say that other people would necessarily just go out to the street corner and stand in a bikini, but if I could do this, other people could too. If I can accept my body and show you, like, hey, this is a beautiful body, that's a beautiful body, yours is a beautiful body, mine's a beautiful body. Like,
so you were standing out on the corner of downtown Colorado Springs in front of the beauty bar, right?
yes.
And you were wearing a bikini and a blindfold, is that right? And what else?
Yeah, I was standing with my hands out, and in my hands I had a bunch of just rainbow Sharpies. And with that, we started the ball with, I had a couple of friends walk by to start the whole process and just get everybody interested into what was going on. But while I was standing there blindfolded for about an hour, I didn't want to get sunburned or anything, we started writing just positive messages, positive body images, positive just praise, and just saying,
What
you're
did
strong.
What did the sign
beautiful.
say?
The sign said, I can't remember the exact words, but it fit along the lines of, I'm standing here today for everyone who has struggled with self-esteem and self-image issues, and I'm here to show you that you can be, strong and confident and beautiful and empowered. And like I said, not verbatim, but that was along the lines of what it was. And it was really just showing that, you know, I've been in your shoes and you're not alone, and that if, you know, I've struggled with this and now I'm empowered, you know, I see myself as a value instead of just a vessel. And I think, yeah, the standing out there really helped me say, you're not alone. I've been through this and I've overcome it, and I'm beautiful because of it, no matter, like, because my soul is beautiful, and because I know that I'm happy with myself, that I am beautiful no matter what I look like, and that you're beautiful no matter what you look like. And I felt like it was just a really, really important message to send. And
What kind of responses did you get?
I didn't get a single negative response. I personally didn't. I don't know if people said things, you know, maybe as they were walking by out of earshot, but I personally did not get a single negative response from during or after the fact.
Right.
All of the messages that I had, and it was all over. It was like I had rainbow tattoos. It looked like I was covered in graffiti almost. It was cool.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But some of the messages were, you know, like, you're so strong and you're beautiful, and, you know, a lot of hearts. It was drawing hearts is part of the message, I believe. And so there were tons of hearts, and one of the things that surprised me in that, just that I wasn't expecting as many as I got. It was just so many people said thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I thought that was just that was the part that made it incredible. And that, you know, I was thinking, you know, I might get a couple of people to say something, but just the overwhelming sense of thank you for doing this.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, I feel comfortable with myself because of that. Like, that was the message I felt, you know, that simple thank you was, I can accept myself because you're accepting yourself. And it's almost like everybody who's going through these things are kind of thinking, I'm the only one. And
yeah.
It's such that negative mindset is a very tunnel vision mindset, and that you're so worried about yourself, and it's not that you're, you know, self-centered or anything. It's just that negativity has almost rewired your mind.
Right. So you had to really learn how to.
I really did. It wasn't just a wake up one morning and I'm better.
Right.
Oh, I'm happy. Oh, look at me. It wasn't just a bam. One day I'm happy. It was a gradual. It was a hard, long process that I'm still to this day working on. It's
a journey.
It's a journey, and some days are better than others. Some days I'm waking up and I'm like, yeah, let's go. We're gonna kick butt. And then other days I'm just like, it's that I want to stay in bed all day again. But I'm at the point now that when I do have those days where it's like, I'm going to stay in bed again today and I don't want to do anything, it's like, okay, hold on, stop. What do you need to do today? It's not what do you want to do today, it's what do you need to do today. And I hold myself accountable to those things, and I say, okay, if I get what I need to get done, then yeah, I can go crawl back in bed and just be a lump all day. And I've been working hard, and I earn being a lump all day if I get what
you give yourself deadlines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's just how I am, and that's what
me too. I can totally relate.
But yeah, I decided that, all right, we're not gonna focus on the feel good right now anymore, because that's kind of what it got to at that point. I was just so stuck in a bad place that it was, what can I do to feel good right now?
Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm so proud of you, what you've overcome, and where you're going, the direction you're going. I mean, you've transformed. You've transformed.
I am not. If you had a snapshot of me exactly a year ago, today even, I'm not even a year removed from it, but I already feel like it was 100 years ago.
Right on.
But if you took a snapshot of me a year ago, you would see an entirely different person. My life is totally changed for the incredible. because
Awesome.
of Empowered.
Oh, that's wonderful. Will you come back and give us updates on how you're doing with your life? And,
Oh, absolutely.
And you're a spokesmodel for Empowered, so you do radio interviews, television interviews.
And then helping with workshops too, you know,
Yeah.
just helping the other girls see their potential too, and saying that, you know, and sharing myself and sharing my story. I think it's really important to me because it's showing those people that they're not alone, because seeing that I wasn't alone was one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
And if I can help just one other person, that would be worth it.
Thank you for watching I Am Empowered. You can find us at empoweredcolorado.com. If you'd like to donate, you can go straight to our website and donate right there. That'll go to a scholarship towards a deserving girl, boy, or woman of our community. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Be good to yourself and be good to others. God bless.